So let's talk about, now that we talked about a little bit of the fat stats, we talked about what is fat, let's talk about what we're doing about it, or what is the, the current trend in America to do about this all. Talking about Lipitor. This is in Business Week, not in Fisher Chiropractic, in that little gray table we have with all of our great reading information. This is Lipitor, which is the numero uno prescribed cholesterol drug, okay? Really second only to like a Vicodin type of painkiller drug, and that's just so worldwide, used for anyone from a tooth, a tooth repair or something like that. So it's used by all doctors. So this is pretty much what I would consider to be the #1 prescribed at your family physician's office. Lipitor, Business Week found through the research no benefit in people over the age of 65. What do you think it's normally prescribed to? People over or under 65?
Under.
Okay. No, there's plenty of people under, believe me. But of course, they're going to get you on after 65. Why is that an interesting age to everybody here? Why do they put 65 there?
Medicare.
Medicare starts what for it? Fill in the blank.
Paying for it.
Paying for it. Let's think about that one. Makes sense to me, right? So Medicare starts paying for it, and guess what? What's the funniest, most ironic thing about it? They found no benefit for it. 65 years old, and the government is still, Medicare is still paying for it. So if you guys found that eating healthy instead of eating junk food wasn't any better for you, you knew for sure it wasn't any better for you, who wouldn't want to pig out on some junk food? I mean, let's be serious. It's the same thing. They're finding no benefit. They're still prescribing it left and right. No matter how much their cholesterol declines, and no benefit in women of any age. No overall reduction in the total deaths or illnesses requiring hospitalization. None. 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 Despite big reductions in bad cholesterol, people are taking something with no chance of benefit and a risk of harm. But Medicare's paying for it. So when you turn 65, let's all ante up and get our prescription for Lipitor. Too bad they don't pay for cruises. Right? If you had your choice, Lipitor or a cruise. Exactly. This is what we're talking about in this office, speaking of cruises here. This is what I want to see when people make that transition in, and either retire or something like that. Do you want the nursing home experience or do you want the cruise ship experience? And that's what I want. I've been so motivated, and it's not myself that's motivated, it's my patients that have motivated me. Every time I thought, hey, I don't know if they have it in them to do it, my patients have proved me wrong, and I will never doubt them again. They've proved me wrong from years and years and years of working hard with them, and they've shown me that any and everything is possible. Nobody needs to be special to do it. You don't need special powers. It takes one step forward at a time, and that's how you get the journey there. Okay, what else are we doing about it? The British Medical Journal increases statins, okay, are increasing the risk of liver dysfunction in men and women. Statins are associated with increased risk of myopathy there. They're also increasing the cataracts. They're increasing acute renal failure. And this is what is beautiful here. For every heart attack prevented by the drugs, 2 or more people are suffering liver damage, kidney failure, cataracts, or extreme muscle weakness as a result of taking the drug. Anyone that has taken, and I know that there are people in this room that have taken these things before, the #1 thing that you will get from taking some of these statin drugs is pain and weakness into the legs. Okay? There's only one right way to fix your cholesterol. It's fixing the body. Fixing the body. And there's lifestyle choices. We're going to talk about all those too. Okay? What else are we doing here? This is awesome. Avandia is the #1 prescribed drug for
Diabetes.
Jose?
It's
For the blood sugar.
yeah, the blood sugar. Yeah.
And for diabetes, okay? And it does a great job at regulating your blood sugar as long as you don't mind having a heart attack. So, 30 to 40% increased risk of heart attack and other heart-related adverse events than patients treated with a placebo or anti-diabetic therapy. Okay? That's just saying lifestyle choices. That's what anti-diabetic therapy is. And the most interesting thing is me and Dr. Clone just printed out about 2 weeks ago the latest report, and you saw it too, from Avandia researchers that 90% of their researchers who got their drug patented have stock in the company. 9 out of 10 people we saw that were doing their research had stock. And I said this: if I was doing research on whether Starbucks had good coffee, and I had 90% of the people doing research with me that had stocks in it, you better believe it's some good coffee. Good coffee. I know that's a weird analogy, but hey, everyone understands that too. This drug sells just like coffee does. Okay? So now we've talked a little bit about what are we doing about it. Let's talk about what we can do about it. Okay? Let's talk about the lifestyle change. Let's talk about the living essentials. Number one, you got to maximize the nerve flow. The brain controls everything. We know if that brain, that spine, that nervous system are connected, they're fully connected, and every organ, cell, and tissue are getting full flow, that you got the best opportunity to be the best person, to live healthy, to live as long as possible, to stay engaged with your spouse or your significant other or your work environment. You got the best opportunity to do that, because everything starts from here. And if there's anything interfering with that, if there's anything that's not allowing that communication to be clear, that's got to be removed in order to restore the proper function of that person. Okay? Another one is increasing the lean oxygen and muscle mass. Okay? And that happens only one way. That's through exercise. Okay? Another thing that we're going to hit on there is nutritional changes. Okay? You got to eat food that was put on earth by God.